So I work at Amazon. I'm actually part of the Ops Tech IT team, which is just like operations IT. Aside from that, I just pretty much game. I'm at home with my fiance and 4 cats, and taking care of our newborn son.
We are here today for the Corporate Esports Association Overwatch 2020 Spring Playoffs. It is going to be a spectacular day.
After most of it only does get one as the Blizzard comes out on the backside. T also going to find the Deadeye onto Specs on the high ground. Google has to press on the pedal to try and touch this point. And they're not! Oh, it comes up short. Amazon Fire Force will be able to take Volskaya Industries.
CEA to me is like an organization that pulls together a lot of these like top companies around the world. I think it's like a great team building function, and then also it's for a great cause. It's for charity.
And since two members showed up in the top lane, they're immediately going to go for the dive in the mid lane with the damage onto Pandora. They're going to be able to pick up the kill twice over for Apocalypse. Everyone else is going to be running for the hills. Nobody wants to be able to join in this fight. With the minions there, the Baron's still on everybody. This is going to be the grand finals for Team Amazon Stock Dip. They've got the money, $5,000 for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. They have secured it for themselves with a 3-0 victory.
Yeah, so like losing to Adobe was like pretty heartbreaking. I got like the second place trophy in the mail. I'll see it like every day, and like it's like a reminder, like you have to do better. You always have to like somebody out there is better than you. Like you should always try to be the best. But like we're definitely gonna come back way stronger, way better. We don't want to drop another game during the season. We definitely don't want to lose in grand finals.
Adobe Illustrators taking this next map.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, NBs of all ages, welcome to the Corporate Esports Association Week 2 matchup between IBM TBD and RH, aka Red Hat. Red Hatters, my name is PhiNick, joined on the desk today, as always, by the lovely Thousand Eyes. We're getting ready to go best of 3 matchup between these two teams. How are we feeling?
Feeling pretty good. I'm honestly really interested to see how this game is going to go. There's a couple of fairly new players to the game in this one, and I'm hoping that they can show us a couple of things that we're not expecting.
Yeah, and speaking of new players, I guess we can talk about the red side team first. On the red side, for game number 1, it will be the Red Hatters. They've got quite a few new players to the game on their team. However, they do have experienced players in Maxis Absurdism and Luke Cack, who is playing from EU West, so 130 ping, but should be very good, I am assured. Red Hatters are supporting Crisis Aid International, which is a charity whose mission is to assist in sustaining life, bringing encouragement to those suffering, and collaborate with other relief organizations to bring necessary foods, materials, and medicines to people in times of crisis, particularly where life and death situations exists. They have fed over 2.6 million malnourished adults and children and have saved over 1,300 victims of sex trafficking worldwide since their incorporation in 2002. Red Hat chose CEA because of their COVID relief program, where they focus on areas and populations most vulnerable to COVID and support by partnering with local organizations to set up food and medical programs and clinics. That is a very nice charity to be supporting, if I do say so myself, for Red Hat.
Yeah, I mean, anything that is helping COVID right now is A-okay in my book.
Wash your hands. Everyone, remember, wash your hands. All right? None of this hand sanitizer. Wash your hands, everybody. That said, a little bit about the Red Hat company. They're multinational software company that was acquired by IBM, in fact, last year in 2019. They focus on maintaining and providing services and support for various open source projects such as Red Hat Enterprise Linux, the flagship software of Red Hat, and they also contribute heavily to projects such as the Linux kernel, the Fedora project, LibreOffice, and GNOME. Very exciting company as a Linux user myself. Lots of respect for Red Hat. Used to use Fedora as my daily driver operating system. And we are, very excited to have them playing here. Wonder if any of them are currently playing on Linux. I did not get a comment on that one, but you're going to get a lot of Linux puns this broadcast. That one's guaranteed. I have quite an aptitude for them.
PhiNick specifically requested that we do at least one Red Hat. This was his requirement to cast in this league, was to cast at least one Red Hat game so that he could make a lot of puns. And I really wish I was joking about that statement.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And no, League of Legends does not support Linux natively. However, you can play it through Wine, through Lutris if you are lazy and don't want to configure Wine, or through KVM with GPU pass-through. All three of those work. And yes, games do support Linux. Ask Valve Software, and thank you very much to them for their contributions to the Wine project. But obviously, that's a different company than what we are discussing right now. Red Hatters on the red side here. IBM, meanwhile, the company also known as Big Blue on the blue side. They are supporting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, which is a nonprofit hospital that focuses on pediatric treatment and research of children's disease, mainly cancers. The treatment that patients receive is free of charge and supported by donations from everyday people, as well as from companies such as IBM here. IBM, of course, is a multinational information technology company focused on enterprise markets specifically, with projects ranging from enterprise cloud services to nanotechnology. IBM has been around since 1911 and is credited with several innovations such as DRAM, the hard disk drive, the EPC barcode, and the magnetic stripe card, as well as DOS, if any of you guys remember that. I don't. I wasn't alive then, but IBM, original proprietors of DOS, if I'm not mistaken. The team from IBM features IBMers working across various domains of advanced technology that have quickly become the forte of IBM, including artificial intelligence, mainframes, blockchain, and advanced technical support. And this particular team was formed this season. Most of the players are new to the league and haven't had a lot of practice, but I am, very excited to see what they can pull out here.
Yeah, definitely. IBM is just known for really creating a lot of the computer aspects that we have today. So that's exciting just to have them in the league period, but also just a couple of really interesting picks here that IBM has kind of up their sleeve. Obviously, their mid laner is a mid lane Draven player. So that's something to keep an eye out for. But
yeah, at the moment, picks and bids are actually happening off screen through use of pro drafts. Teams decided to use that instead of the in-game draft. So we will not be commenting on specific picks and bans until we get to the in-game draft momentarily, but that will be momentarily as teams are currently drafting. That said, we've taking a look a little bit about these teams. What are kind of the standout players to you as we get ready to go in this best of 3 series?
I think for IBM, just keeping an eye on Eminem, just with obviously is the highest ranked player on that team. So that's generally where I kind of try and look for when I'm looking at these teams. But the Nidalee top lane is interesting pick as well. One of the other ones that I've kind of been a little curious about is Amina Dude. Only really has played ARAMs for the past month or so outside of playing in these tournaments here. So I'm not sure how much he has in terms of experience playing on Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I like playing ARAM as well. I feel like there are times where that does translate to Summoner's Rift. We have pro draft mishaps already. However, none of you guys have to see that. Dealing with pro draft, of course, is it's a thing.
Good explanation. Love it.
Look, I didn't have overlays for pro drafts because we were not expecting teams to be using that, but thus is the way of Amateur League of Legends, as it were. Going to continue go down the line there. Red Hatters, I have been assured by Maxis that Luke Cack is a beast despite playing on 130 ping. So I am looking forward to whatever he decides to bring in the mid lane here from the Red Hat squad. Hopefully he's H top of everything. On top of everything. H top. No. That was bad.
You realize I know very little about Linux, so I am not going to understand most of these puns. Regardless, I am curious because so what I'm seeing on Red Hatters is they have two fairly new players, and one of them is listed as a support player, but they currently have her listed as the top laner here. So I'm kind of curious what their plan is for that, as much as like it's I just hope they're not leaving her out to dry. And
don't leave me high, don't leave me dry. Radiohead.
You are
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that they have some kind of plan there. Teacher and Tech OO are the fairly new players from what I can understand. I think hopefully they're going to have, like at least experience on what they're putting them on. And I'm hoping also IBM does not specifically target those players just to be mean. It is a charity competition, so I would hope people are being at least a little bit sportsmanlike in that aspect and respecting newer players, their skill sets.
Always got to remember the charity aspect of the CEA, as it were. Definitely looking forward to see how these teams support and, to a lesser extent, represent their charities today. Seeing how they perform on the Rift. As the Pro Draft is almost done, we are almost to the in-game draft here. I'm seeing some interesting picks. Picks I probably did not expect at all. Yeah, that's a pick I didn't expect. We'll talk about it. Don't
ruin the surprise, PhiNick.
Don't ruin the surprise. Go ahead.
Also,
and
as we do have some newer players, one of the things that I mentioned to PhiNick is that means that I have to now redirect my flame towards PhiNick himself instead of the players. So I have to be a little bit more rude to PhiNick this cast.
I mean, compared to like previous casts, I'm not sure if you can get.
Don't test me. I will do it.
You know what? It's totally fine. We're about to get into the in-game draft. Pro draft is completely done. I'm seeing some picks that I like here. I'm seeing a bot lane combo that has been sorely missed from the competitive meta, but has risen in popularity ever so slowly. So I'm excited to see how this game plays out. Of course, best of 3 series. We'll see what happens this game and then how it progresses through the rest of the series here, as we are just waiting for one team to ready up in lobby. And we are going to start the in-game draft right now. Right now. There we go. I try.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
So something to note here due to the in-game draft is the draft was done in Pro Draft. So the pick order will be in the order of position, not in the order of drafting here. So we're going to see the top lane picks, and the jungle, then mid, AD carry support in that order is worth noting through here. Interesting bans, though, I think, to talk about here is Nidalee was actually banned away from the IBM top laner here, who that is Amonen's signature champion is top lane Nidalee. This is not a pick I am super familiar with, but hey, it's worth banning away, I would assume.
We're going back to season 2. We're going back to the Hotshot GG. Top lane Nidalee, bruiser Nidalee build.
That's before my time. I'll have you know. I came in season 6.
Brush up on your history.
I remember Immortals when they were good. I remember Immortals, their second season where they were bad in the spring split, and then a monster in the summer split. Best roster NA ever created. Don't at me. And I remember lane swaps. That's great. And Tank Echo. And I never doubted them. That's another one.
The other interesting there ban is the Yasuo and the Kazakhs there. So Yasuo is Maxis. I am messing him. Maxis's, that is a pick for him. The Kazakhs also is a major pick for Absurdism. So those are those 3 bans there are heavily targeted. Coming through though, we see Ornn coming through for the Renekton. I like that matchup actually. Like Renekton can be very aggressive and hurt Ornn, but like Ornn, all in all, hits a point where Renekton can't really do a whole lot to him pretty early on compared to a lot of tanks.
Yeah, and when you see the Renekton locked into the Ornn, right? Especially when we see this Warwick, which was actually taken the same rotation. Both these were taken B4, B5 in the pro draft. Typically, you take Renekton with something like an Elise or another jungler that's really easy to snowball with. However, Warwick doesn't have the same early gank priority as something like an Elise or a Gragas or, Kazakhs would have. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult to snowball that lane, especially, as you said, because Ornn is able to gracefully deal with Renekton. I'm interested to see if they think that they'll just be able to abuse the matchup and potentially how new Teacher is to the game, as she is normally a support player, but currently playing the Ornn as it were. So maybe it's a practice pick. Maybe it's sleeper best Ornn NA. Who knows?
You never know. Could come out swinging and be a big surprise to us all. I am actually kind of interested because Warwick, I think, has a little bit more gank pressure than I think you're giving him credit for. The E is very good if you're able to just fly in and Q to land it behind them. The thing though is that scares me with that is Absurdism on the Vi can counter gank very well with early on pre-6, and then will also hit that major level 6 point where the ultimates are just going to be super good at grabbing people and locking them.
And speaking of locking people down, you also have a Syndra and a Braum on your team. As we are now completed through the in-game draft here, so we can talk a little bit about the other picks. You have this Warwick ultimate that's going to be very good at getting onto the Sivir if her spell shield is down and Morgana's spell shield is down. This is very important here. Suppression does not go through either of those. But you do have ways to pump it through use of both the Syndra QE combo as well as Renekton Slice and Dice if he's able to dive into the backline. I am, however, concerned about their late game here. They have Lucian, they have Syndra, they have Renekton, all of whom need to get lane advantages to win through that mid game and get win condition by that 25-minute mark. And it's very difficult to do that on a team that is so safe with this Sivir, Morgana, and Ornn in particular.
Yeah, I think the Ornn is really the only thing that does scare me for that composition. IBM's comp, like, they aren't super amazing scaling. They aren't the worst scaling champions in the game. And the opposing team, the only person that they're not really going to be able to burst down is that Ornn. Vi generally will go for like a kind of beefy build, but doesn't get super, super tanky. Also depends on what rune choice we see. The Aftershock might help them kind of in that late game scenario. But honestly, like the Lucian is always going to be able to get in Sivir's face and make things competitive if things are, on a semi level health basis. Syndra always capable of popping anybody in that backline with a good stun. There's a lot of kind of like split push and aggressive skirmish potential on IBM. But yeah, the actual team fight late game of Red Hat's composition is really scary, especially with that Sivir just flying this Vi into the backline.
Yeah, and you mentioned it, right? You have the Sivir ulti, just can do devastating things to Illusion. And once again, so much safety here. You have Sivir and Morgana Spell Shield. If you can't lock down the Sivir, you have no way to deal with this late game threat from the Red Hat comp. Lucian can't really get on top of a Sivir unless there is enough lockdown. And yeah, you have 3 potential ways to lock down a Sivir, but she's got 2 spell shields, and it's going to be very difficult to combo everything exactly correctly in these hectic team fights. We are now done with the spectator delay, and thus it is time to ask, who do you have? Just purely on team comps, no other information, in a vacuum, who do you like more in this game number 1?
Honestly, I think that I like IBM's composition more just because there is so much, like, yes, there are the spell shields to work around, but I feel like you're not going to be able to spell shield every possible engage opportunity that IBM really has. Between the Braum and the Syndra stun, like, one of the weird things about Braum with Morgana spell shield is you can block either the slow or the stun. Generally your shield does not last long enough to block both. And so if you are spell shielding a Syndra stun, this leaves you open to getting locked up by a Braum or by the suppression from Warwick. There's a couple of real big kind of iffy things to go around those spell shields, and I feel like it can be really hard to handle all of that if you are just relying on the spell shields to stay alive in these.
For sure, and I really think it depends on how the early game plays out, though, because if Lucian Braum doesn't get a lead, if Renekton doesn't get a lead, it becomes a lot easier for the side of Red Hat to just steamroll into that late game. So we are now loaded into the game, and on the blue side, it is Big Blue themselves. IBM TBD, Amanen in the top lane, Shamshir in the jungle, probably Draven in the mid lane, Riva D in the AD carry position, and Amenadude in support.
And on the red side, we have the Red Hatters. We have Teacher in the top lane, Absurdism in the jungle, Lukac in the mid lane, Maxis in bottom, and Tech OWO in the support.
Yeah, and we do see an early Fnatic death rush potentially from IBM TBD.
This is an invade, 100%. You have
yes,
Braum Lucian.
But look at this warding. I like this from Lukac. He's like, I'm just going to ward this bush, not going to press the 5 points too much.
Yeah, Luke
I said that a little bit too soon, but Lukac should be able to get out of that one just fine. And the invade nets no fruit. Shamshir not even warding on to the enemy blue buff. Feels bad, man, but It is what it is. Should mention it's the Halo Blades on the Vi, so going to be going for that warrior damage focus build. Potentially looking for picks on either Revity or probably Draven on that Syndra. We haven't really talked about this mid lane matchup. I think this is going to be kind of the big decider in this early game. We have the Syndra versus Ahri matchup, both of whom can be very lane dominant and can put their lane pressure into the side lanes early if they're able to get the advantage.
Amanin didn't buy item.
You know,
that's a bit of a mistake.
I'm not sure that's the Wayland to be playing.
Like, I know you're used to the Nidalee, buddy, but you still need items on other.
You know what? He's got a CS lead on Teacher. Maybe it's just like a handicap. It's like, you know what? I'll play without items. Help you out in the lane a little bit. As we do see the level 2 coming in from both of these bot lanes around the same time. Tech OO actually. The only person not to hit level 2 there was a little bit late off the leash. But both junglers starting towards the bottom side of the map. That does mean that we might see an early dive come out top side with the Warwick. He does have quite a bit of health to work with at the early levels. Not Sejuani pre-nerf levels, but still can be very difficult. Nice slice and dice Teacher, not able to cleanse that one super well with the Bellows Breath, but at the moment, looking fairly decent.
No.
Here comes Shamshir.
Oh,
right
you
on the
guys are being
Teacher, under
mean.
tower. Teacher goes down. Flash for Flash. No, but here comes Absurdism onto Shamshir. He will flash out of the way, but Absurdism will pick up the trade kill. 1 for 1. And a kill on a Vi and a kill on a Renekton early in the game. That's going to be huge advantage to Big Blue.
Well, here's the thing, though. 2 flashes burned compared to 1, and Vi does enjoy early gold. That's especially if you're going for that more bruiser type Vi. That is a good advantage to take there. So if you can take advantage of the fact that the jungler also blew flash, this could actually work out better for Red Hat.
Potentially, we see the Bork start from Amana and then immediately TPing back into lane. So I like Blade of the Rune King on Renekton, first item. I think it's the best item to snowball, especially if you have an early lead in the top lane. And at the moment, with this significant CS lead and the kill over the Ornn, it's going to be a one-way ticket to Pound Town, potentially, if Teacher can't stop the bleeding.
You see Amanda Dude really playing aggressive on this Braum here. Good bind.
Nice binding from Tech OO. Maxis, though, down to about 100 health, stunned up. Gonna pop the Summoner heal. And here comes the Warwick. Once again, looking for the gank. And Maxis,
no.
100 health, smite it up. Gonna try to stay alive. Flash out of the way. Shamshir will go down. It's a 1-for-1 trade once again. And Shamshir picks up the kill for himself as the other one goes onto the Morgana. Not the ADC, but it is what it is. Teacher having a bit of trouble here against Amana, and this is just good positioning from the Renekton and just kind of bullying the Ornn out of lane. Solo kill for that Renekton in the top side of the map.
That is very unfortunate. There is Teacher's now. The wave just really was in a bad spot, and Teacher had to play a little bit further back there, but Amanin really taking advantage of how aggressive Renekton can play in that lane early on. I am a little worried here for Shamshir, though, because these constant tower dives are going 1-for-1, and the farm advantage is really starting to hurt him. As you can see, the Vi 33 farm to the 20 on Shamshir. If this is the general playstyle that Shamshir is gonna go for, it's going to hurt in the long run.
That said, like, significant lead in the top lane. I think the only kind of saving grace right now for this Red Hat squad is they are winning mid lane on the RA 130 ping. Doesn't matter if you are winning lane. Amanin does have level 6 available. Going to be smited up here by Absurdism. Not going to pop the Dominus quite yet, as he doesn't really need to. Shamshir, meanwhile, going to go ahead and take the dragon down in the bottom side of the map. Nice little bit of map play there. Seeing Absurdism top, he's like, all right, free dragon. Give it to the wolf.
Yeah, well, we're able to take that dragon fairly quickly, especially if he can get it down under half health. Obviously, Warwick's W allows him to take camps fairly quickly once they are low, so he's able to solo and be pretty safe. And once Vi shows top lane, that is an easy solo dragon there for Shamshir.
Oh, teacher.
Oh, that was a good E, though.
That's good searing charge from teacher there. Kind of all you really want in this matchup, though, is just kind of like somehow make your way through this laning phase without giving over too much to the Renekton. It almost feels like that at the moment, but you got to remember, looking at this mid lane matchup, you have an Ahri and a Syndra, both of whom can shift games very quickly.
Yeah, definitely. And honestly, it's just been a rough lane for teachers. She's been kind of stuck. Either the wave's in a real bad spot for her, or the wave's just shoved under tower here. And honestly, though, like, a couple of really, really good bellows breaths and searing charges there to get in and out of fight.
Yeah, still 2 levels down, though. Feels so bad at the moment.
Yeah,
no
absolutely.
call the Forge God. And you got to remember that, you know, when you pick Ornn in lane, that level 6 is a huge power spike. You have the ability to 100 to 0 people if they are not careful through use of the Searing Charge. That's Bellows Breath available. I'm not going to look for the proc. But yeah, it's just like that. Ornn does a surprising amount of damage early, and you have to respect that. Here comes Vi bot side, though. Gonna pop the ultimate down on Rividi. Will end up moving his way behind the Lucian. Maxis gonna get quite a bit of damage out with the boomerangs, but the stun already lands from the concussive blows, and Rividi picks up the kill. Unfortunate on the Vi gank.
And that's what really can hurt about taking Hail of Blades over the Aftershock on Vi there. When you get that engage there, if you do not kind of get the kill early and you're stuck chasing, you're in a real bad spot. Mana dude.
I'm not sure about that one, Chief. A little bit of a hyphy ult there, and we will see the On the Hunt and the culling being used at the same time. I'm not sure what happened with that Glacial Fissure. I feel like you don't really want to use that as your primary engage tool on a Sivir Morgana, just because it's so easy. Like, it's so telegraphed. Like, Morgana just needs to hit Spell Shield, or Sivir hits W, and, like, what happens?
I mean, it's not less about that and more about trying to do that when we got
Rick Ultimate. Luke Cat gonna be forced to ult himself, but here comes Absurdism, and Shamshir gets the fear out of the way. The flash in from probably Draven, the flash out from Luke Cat. Looking for the follow damage, and Absurdism delete Shamshir. Probably Draven might be looking for the follow up W. On to the Vi. He's gonna flash out of the way. Absurdism still gonna get stunned up, but here comes the charm down onto Amonim. He's still able to get the kill down on to the Vi, as probably Draven did pop the unleashed power. It will be a 1-for-1. Jungler's going down. That's another kill on to the Renekton from IBM TBD.
Yeah, a lot of chase happening through there, and now Blade of the Ruin King is done on the Renekton. A good follow-up there from Amonin to really show up in that lane and help confirm the kill onto Absurdism there. But Absurdism is already doing a fair amount of damage, as you saw there. Popped Shamshir, and now Shamshir will be using that Rift Herald in the mid lane, trying to get this pressure and allow probably Draven to kind of get control of this lane while it is possible for him to do.
Neutral objective control has been very, very strong from IBM TBD here. It is very difficult to get neutral objective control if you don't have both mid and a side wave priority. If you're the Red Hatters squad, as you do see, just gonna get a couple plates off the Rift Herald. I feel like that's might be a slight miss on Rift Herald timing. You had more time to pop it and potentially get more plates, but who am I to judge at the moment?
Yeah, a little bit late on that. I think if you really want to save Rift Herald after a successful gank, but at the same time, you know, it's not bad just to use it to get that plate advantage when you can. It's better than using it and not getting it hit the plate. So Infernal Dragon is available now, and Absurdism is looking around that area. They have the bot wave advantage here, and Shamshir needs to be careful. Although the Braum Lucian is coming up, and they are currently very scary. They have the Lucian.
Oh,
BF.
but they're going in. Revity ulted up as Braum tries to get the engage back down. Revity forced to flash away, gonna pop the ult, but he still goes down as Tech Owo will be traded. That's 80 carry for support. Max is gonna try to get back into the fight. The TP is already here from Arena Dude. Pops the board. Here comes Absurdism. Tries to find Arena Dude, but it's not gonna happen. It's a double kill for Amadin, and that is a turn and a half from the boys in blue.
Yeah, great turnaround there as they spent a lot trying to get this Lucian down, and it was successful there as Luke's going to be ulting away here. Not going to have to deal with anything there. But really just spending so much to take that Lucian down and then having to turn around and boom, there's the Renekton, there's the Warwick, and the tank is still stuck back near the blue buff there. So Sivir's just caught out. Maxis has nothing that he can do to really keep himself safe, and Teacher just has to TP back top lane and get the farm that she can.
Yeah, Warrior and Chen going to be taken by the Vi here. Nothing unexpected with the Hail of Blades. That said, Teacher not having the greatest time up against a Monon at the moment. Call the Force God is down. Do see some aggressive trades from the Sivir. I do like to see this into the Lucian matchup when possible, especially with Teku hitting binding after binding this game. Is opting for a Fairy Idol, though. I'm not sure what the next item will be for Tekowo. You see Lucian going in and deletes the Morgana. Absurdism making his way down. Maxis has the on the hunt in a second, gonna pop it. They're looking for follow-up damage. The Vi ulti to stop the ult from the Lucian. Revity goes down to Absurdism as the 80 carry picks up her second kill of the game. That's gonna be a 2-for-1 in the bot lane, and Red Hatter's not out of this one quite yet.
Definitely not, and you can see Teacher, despite being down in farm a lot, still getting a lot of damage onto Amana in there, and I feel like could really...
Oh, here comes the call, the Forge God. You gotta pop the Dominus for that. I was thinking it was gonna be an ult for ult trade. It is a tough one to get used to, I will say, like the Orin ulti.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, like, no. It is hard when you have not played much of Orin to get used to using the Orin horn.
Yeah, it happens though. Like, it happens to the best of us. There was a time when I played Talia and could never get on the wall. So like, no shame whatsoever. That's sad.
Good ward.
Yeah, just gonna clear that ward.
Yeah, and I think the farm is really kind of what is going to worry me as we go into this mid game here. Is that is going to be an Orin
nearly
that
a flame horizon on the champion that made that a term.
Here comes
nice knockup though. Amon gonna pop the Dominus, gets the slice and dice on a Teacher and gets another one. Absurdism on the run. He can't do anything.
Oh, the flash
out of the way from Amon, and Absurdism forced to flash himself. But here comes probably Draven. Cinder just needs to press R. But Absurdism's already out of the way. Amanin showing some mastery, some flair, if you will, on that Renekton. 2 minutes left on the Drake. Here comes Luke Gak, though.
Yeah, here comes Luke.
And a nice charm. Cinder trying to press R, but unfortunately, the Warwick's already there. Luke Gak can flash out of the way, gets the charm. Has the ult as well. Max is going to pop the on the hole, but it's defensive. Going to dodge out of the way of the Glacial Fissure, but he's still going to be stunned up with the concussive blows as Revity picks up the kill. The stun lands once again on an attack. Oh, who will pop the ult? It doesn't matter. Double kill for the Lucian. And that's a 3-for-1 across the map. IBM TBD just dominating on a Red Hatters at the moment.
Yeah, this bottom lane is really starting to go south fairly quickly there as Sivir caught a little bit too far forward there, and the spell shield not actually blocking the stun there. Teacher getting some vision control up at the top lane, and I actually did want to point out there, I think probably Draven actually hit the E on to Absurdism to knock him back into the Warwick ult from Shamshir. That was not going to hit unless probably Draven actually hit that knockback there. So that was really interesting. Oh no, Amanin, are you gonna proxy? No, wait, the tower's down.
No, the tower's down. This is just
Teacher.
like, this is just dirty.
Be nice.
Okay, you're gonna let her
Okay.
back. All right, fair play. Nope, never mind, it's dirty. We're so dirty.
Oh, that is so
Slice,
rude.
dice, Q, Flash and Teacher, gonna take the steering charge out. Amanin has the Dominus available. Teacher has called the Forge God, gonna pop the first proc, looking for the second. Nope.
Oh.
No dice, and Amanin picks up the kill. It's that's a DNF, also known as do not flash scenario. I don't think you're getting out of that one, Teacher, but it's all right.
Axis being aggressive here.
I don't always make package manager puns, but when I do, they are
Readily ignored.
yes, pretty
I think
much.
is the word you're looking for.
I didn't have a, like, I could make the aptitude pun again, but that wasn't gonna happen. Absurdism. Picking down low,
Good
gonna go
ult.
ahead and pop the ult. He's still stunned up though by the concussive blow. Shamshir on a killing spree. Taku might be the next one to fall as RHT dashes forward, gets one. That's gonna be another one going down as Maxis is forced to flash. Cullen comes out. RHT, 2 kills known in return from the Red Hatters as Luke tries to get out of the way. Amanda dude very low, able to pop the Unbreakable, but the Boomerang Blade from Maxis picks up the kill. It's 2 for 1, but the Dragon will still go over to IBM TBD.
Yeah, and that is the 3rd dragon now, so soul point on the table there.
Oh no.
Luke getting too far forward.
Oh no. You gotta get out of the Wayland of those. No.
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 And really, oh no, Absurdism is gonna get caught again.
Oh, Maxis might as well, and Maxis is just gonna get yeeted,
Wait,
but he's
wait,
able to trade
wait.
back. What? Hold up. The spell shield to stay alive, and he's able to get the trade on his Shamshir without going down?
That was shut down too. That was 700 gold.
I mean, Maxis is probably thinking, you know, Xorg's gonna give it to you if
You are
you end up
really
diving.
Oh my goodness.
Look, all right, I made the Wayland pun, gotta make the Xorg pun. You know, X11.
Yeah.
Piece of software that it is.
So
I mean,
what actually happened there is I think Shamshir went for the dive, got Maxis low, and then tried to give the kill to Riva D, but did not prepare for the spell shield, and then Maxis did not die, and the turnaround damage did take Shamshir down. So a little bit of not recognizing the cooldowns on that Sivir there gave a bunch of gold into her pocket.
yeah, and that always feels nice. She does have the completed Essence River now as well as another crit cloak, so building in towards the IE, it looks like Call of Forge God gonna be channeled. Not able to hit it, but Amanin might still go down. Caught up in the Vi ultimate, but a nice Q. Here comes Luka K though. The flash already forced out of the way, but here comes the Ahri, a charm to finish it off, and the shutdown goes over to the Ahri. Currently in the process of building the Morel and Namicon, and if you complete that item against a team that only has Warwick, Renekton healing, I'm going to cry.
No, that's a good item, I think. In this situation, when you have a fed Renekton and a fed
Okay,
Warwick
Fed
here,
Renekton. Oh, he's going Death Stance as well. Never mind, he's going double
Yeah.
healing at it. Just carry on. Keep calm and carry on.
This is the correct call. But,
Amena dude, though, on
my
a
goodness.
teacher.
Leave teacher
Unfortunate.
alone.
Leave teacher alone. Riva D, though, very low. Gonna pop the summoner heal.
That is a level 13 Ahri. You do not want to fight that.
Do not face check the Kitsune. or Kitsune. Is it pronounced Kitsune or Kitsune?
I feel like it depends on whether or not you're going for like local pronunciation or not.
I do.
Good charm.
You down, and the charm does land onto Shamshir. He's forced to flash out of the way, and the stun going to be stopped by the spell shield from Maxis. Whew.
Yeah, a good stun setup there, but I don't think they expected everybody to be in that bush there, and it was an immediate flash out from Shamshir. I did want to point out, Teacher has a lot of components right now, but not a whole lot of completed items.
Oh.
The engage. Oh wow. Yeah. This is a squishy vibe.
Going back in. Oh what? I was convinced for a second that Shamshir was gonna die there. Teacher. Force God flash out of the way. No, come on. Just let her ult once. All right. Why you gotta do her like that? Why you gotta do Teacher like that? What'd she ever do to you? Jeebus. All right. That's all I can say on that one.
But yeah, a lot of components of items there, and usually you want to see the Sunfire get finished before you go for anything else. So it might be something to take a look at for the next game if that is what they're gonna try and. They're going to keep Teacher up in that top side there. As Baron is now going to be the call here. This is fairly risky, as I feel like if Luke shows up to this is going to be a possible cleanup.
Yeah, the health bars are really low from a mana dude here. Renekton, of course, going to be able to heal up off that. And Luke not even checking. It's NA Baron complete by the IBM TBD squad. They're looking very strong, 9k gold lead at 23 minutes. And, you know, we talked about pre-game, how do you win this game? You win by winning early, and I think IBM TBD has played that one to a T. Nice snowball on Amanen at the moment, as well as some very nice Lucian performance from Revity at the moment. And this is Soul Point, so Red Hat wants to keep this dragon from going over. But Amonen's already here. Teacher has Call the Forge God.
I feel like if they can get a fight where they start with that Call of the Forge God and it's not used to defend herself, that could be a much different fight.
Honestly, it's a victory if she can get the proc off after this game. Just let her Call the Forge God.
She's gotten it once.
She's gotten it once. Do it again. Not sure about that blast count, but all right.
Oh, this could be good here. Teacher could do this.
Call the Forge God, please be channeled. The thumbs up.
The thumbs up before you do it.
Call the Forge God's going to be used defensively. Once again, double kill already for the Renekton, and no knockups land for Teacher. Unfortunate, as that will be a triple kill for Amanen on the Renekton. Luka K gonna try to maybe find something. Instead, gonna get the Quadra over. And I feel like in those instances, you just gotta pull the trigger if you're Red Hat.
Yeah, a little bit too long sticking around there. You can't let Amanen start fight off, because Amanen will dive in and will sustain so much in that fight, just diving in and hitting the Q. Too big to take down, and you have to start it on your terms. You have to start it where you can keep the Renekton busy while your team's doing the damage instead of just running away the entire.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the Renekton dive got pulled off. Amanen looking very, very hot on that champion. I'm interested to see if Red Hat will swap up roles in this next game. Perhaps put Luka K up against Amanen. I feel like might be the call for game number 2. Put your strong player up against your strong solo laner up against the enemy team's strong solo laner. As Amanen
Wait, good stun.
Dives a bit far. Cullen comes out. That will be a dead Renekton, but almost traded back. As this Dragon Soul goes over to IBM TBD. That is a Mountain Soul and a Night Soul. Deletes the Vine. The smite forward, the double kill, but he will be taken out by the Ahri. Here comes the Syndra though, and she will press R all over Maxis. It's gonna be a 3 for 2, but it is the Soul over to IBM TBD, and they're going to continue pushing on. Baron buff has worn out for them.
And Teacher's really the only one here, as Luke is going to be trying to protect the main base there from the super minions pouring into the base. There'll be another inhibitor opened up.
Yeah, if you don't have your Silver Wave clear, that feels so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, the Forge God.
Another Horn.
Oh. Okay,
there's the
Braum.
Braum
That's a
interaction.
little bit scumbag. That's a little bit scumbag.
A little bit. Absurdism going in again. Getting the flash.
Minute, dude. Brutal proc, but a nice 2-minute stun from the Cinder Sense and Rob beautifully for Revenue. That's a double kill. And, yeah, probably Draven. Only one kill to his name, but he's doing just fine at the moment. Syndra presses R, not able to get the kill onto the Sever, but the shutdown will go over for killing that Lucian. 2 inhibs down, looking for the third one soon. Absurdism stays alive, just barely through.
Good charm.
Go ahead and get a nice charm. A mana dude down.
Luke able to clean that up now, and they are going to keep their base safe for now, but it is looking to be in dire straits right now, as this Teacher's not really able to do a whole lot in this game. This Renekton has been extremely rude. Don't be mean to your teachers. Just have a little bit of respect.
Yeah. Have respect. Respect your teachers.
Learn from your teachers.
Learn. I mean, Flame Horizon has been reached here, but might be a stop teacher currently. 2 CS off stopping the Flame Horizon. 1 CS off stopping the Flame Horizon. No, never mind. Renekton's got 190 CS. You know what? One can dream of one day overcoming the Flame Horizon. That day may not be today, but it will come. Sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and really, honestly, this game is just all in Luke's hands right now, as this Vi has the Warrior and the Triforce finally, but it's a little too late for that kind of a build here, as Vi is just going to get bursted down anytime she dives in.
Maxis is on 3 items, though. It's worth pointing out, Maxis has the 200 CS, has the 3 items.
Yep, Sivir will be hurting a good bit, but it is up against a Renekton that has a death stance.
Oh no, Teacher caught out, and Luke again going right back, and Monin gonna chase the Ari down. It's 2 for 0, cleaning it up on to the Morgana Maxis. The next one to fall, and the ace comes through. That's gonna be game number 1 going over to IBM TBD.
Yeah, and really the Amanin show there is just so much early gold in the Renekton pocket. It's hard to fight against. Good play around from that, and just taking that 2 objectives will be the game 1 victory for IBM, as we will then prepare for game 2 and see what Red Hat is going to swap around and see if they can bring it back to a game 3 now.
I say put Luke top lane. So that's my prediction. I think you put it wasn't a lane dominant performance, but it was still a strong performance on this Ari from Luke. I feel like you put him top lane and take the mid lane matchup. Probably Draven looked okay on the Syndra, but it wasn't the biggest issue, I think, for that Red Hot squad. So I'm excited to see if they do make that change going into game number 2 here.
Yeah, I'm hoping they make a couple of changes here, because it was not honestly that terrible. I think if you put the matchups a little bit more in conjunction with where the players are skill wise, you could see a game that is a lot closer.
Yeah, all that being said, though, we're going to take a quick break as we get ready to go for game number 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more of the Corporate Esports Association Week 2 matchup between IBM TBD and the Red Hatters. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody, to the Corporate Esports Association Week 2 matchup between the Red Hatters and IBM TBD. My name is PhiNick, joined on the desk today, as always, by the lovely Thousand Eyes. We are getting ready to go for game number 2. Pro draft has been done. We are getting into the in-game draft momentarily, and I just suddenly got the hiccups the second we went live.
I was going to ask if you were okay. You seemed like you were having a little bit of a time there. So honestly, the draft, as you will see, gets a little interesting. We do have a bit of a lane swap here. So they have swapped Tech OO and Teacher. So Teacher will be in her support role that we are used to seeing, known mainly for her Sona. Sona has been the champion she's put a lot more time into. So hopefully we will see a little bit more, something a little bit more, like a little bit more experience.
Yeah, and on top of that, right, like, I think there's a lot to be said about role comfort, especially after that last game. Yeah, sometimes you get dumpstered. It happens. Like, I played in mixed ranked. I've been on the receiving ends of beatings that brutal before. Like, sometimes you just gotta pick yourself up, be like, all right, I'm going straight to comfort, playing something I'm good at. We'll see what happens. It will be the Mundo in the top lane for Tech OO. Up against either a Kayn or an Olaf. It will be the Olaf top. Olaf. So it'll be a jungle Kayn for Shamshir. Olaf top and a Mundo. This is just battle of healing, as it were.
Yeah, it is battle of the health bars, which sounds like a really simple concept considering it's the video game, but it is very much health bar manipulation for these two. Mundo really should hit a point where he's just unkillable for this Olaf, especially that post-level 6 point. But it is the battle of attrition there.
There is no one on IBM's comp who can chew through a Mundo. Unless Lucian gets ahead. And spoilers, it's a Lucian Braum again from IBM. But like
Zyra also can do a lot of damage to Mundo with a Morello and a Leandries.
You need a Morello's and a Leandries, so you're not going to be able to do damage to him until you're 4 items deep.
At
least 3 items deep. At least 3 items deep.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get Leandries and you're going to get Rylai's before you're going to get Morello's. So
I would make the argument that Leandries and Morello's should come.
I would agree
as the second and third items.
But like what I mean is like you're going to see a Rylai's from Zyra unless she goes for the GLP instead of the Rylai's, getting the slow without the cost that a Rylai's bring. Could be Ludens. I don't like it all that much. Just because, like, you need to have a way to actually, you need to have a way to guarantee your skill shots as Zyra, just because of how slow they move. So using the Rylai's helps a lot with that. It's like the same reason you do it on like Brand, right? It's the slow just brings so much utility to guarantee the rest of your combo.
I mean, the main reason I think you see it on is because of how well it combos with the Leandries. But it does help in that aspect. I feel like the ability to proc the Ludens is very good for Zyra. And into a Fizz, that kind of poke is really going to be a little bit difficult. However, if Fizz can close that gap, Zyra is going to have a bit of a rough time. Bot lane, though, I'm fairly interested in because Maxis did get the Yasuo this time around. There aren't really any knockups for him. He's going to have to make his own way into the fight. But I'm curious because this was scary enough to get banned in round 1.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see Maxis on this champion as well. was banned away round 1, as you said. So Max is on a champion he's very comfortable on. Teacher on a champion she's very comfortable on. Up against this same Lucian Braum bot lane that did very well in the previous game from Rivadi and Amenadude. We'll see how all that goes into this game number 2. But I think it is worth talking about this jungle matchup just a little bit here. We have the Amumu versus the Kayn. And Kayn has no other options other than Red Kayn this game. You're up against 4 melees, so no blue for you.
Go blue. Go just do nothing but gank Sona. Go blue. Easy. Easiest game.
But
it's going to be the Red Kayn.
Red Kayn versus Amumu. I like it. I like that matchup.
Oh yeah.
It's cool.
Red Kayn, once you get the transform, like Kayn will be able to fight the Amumu. I think the issue will come of the level 6 point is going to be a huge point of interest for Absurdism, because Shamshir is probably not going to have the transform at that point, and Kayn needs that before he's really able to do much. And Amumu hits that level 6 point, goes for that gank, and it's kind of like Nocturne, where the first ultimate is really, really key because it will make you either snowball or start to fall off. It kind of really sets your tempo for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and when you have ultimate targets for Amumu, you typically look, okay, who is immobile enough where I can, relatively easily hit my Q, and also, like, will I get CC'd up after I root everyone? And I think with both of those answers, you can gank this bot lane, or you can gank the mid lane. You can't gank the Olaf with the ulti because he's going to have Ragnarok before you. But then both the Zyra and the Lucian Braum have ways to deal with the Amumu because it's a root. It's not a stun. So they will be able to stun him back down if there isn't any follow-up damage. I think Fizz can deal with the Zyra, so maybe we see the Amumu try to snowball the Fizz that way, but you can potentially see the same thing happen bot with this Yasuo Sona lane, especially as Yasuo has the ability to fight in the enemy team's minions very effectively.
Okay, so the ultimate is not just a root, just to be clear on that. It is, I believe it is the only ultimate with its own kind of debuff like that. And I don't think you can attack during.
You can cast spells at the very least, because I play Anivia and I cast spells when Amumu ults me. Unless I'm totally wrong.
I will have to double check on that, but it's definitely going to keep Lucian, I think, from doing a whole lot. But regardless, you're not going to gank that top unless it's a cheeky early Amumu gank up on the top side. You're not going to be able to do much to that Olaf, and it's going to be Mundo on his own there. But mid lane, I think, especially with how well Luke played in the last game, I think mid lane is really going to be the priority for Absurdism there. Probably Draven's really going to have to ward carefully and be aware of this Amumu coming in, because if this Fizz starts popping off, it is going to be a problem. There is not anything they have that can really handle what Fizz would do if ahead.
Yeah, and we are finally into the game. Apologies for the time controls on the screen. Let me go ahead and hide those. And game number 2, I'm hyped. Red Hatters gotta find a way to come back after that stomp. Amon in on the Olaf, another snowbally top laner, and I am very excited. And it is root plus disarm, so you are able to cast spells. You are not able to auto attack as it was. So basically, it's an Aurelia ulti, Vanguard's Edge, combined with a root. Although it came first, and you can actually, you're not disarmed if you get hit by it, only disarmed if you go through the blades. It's not really a very apt comparison. I didn't even realize I was making that pun.
Oh my god.
Don't
give him ammo. Please, I'm begging you.
No, give me all the ammo.
Yeah.
I've made
Yeah,
like the
it is
same 4
not-
puns this entire time.
Non-movement spells are still, but regardless, we have the invade early on. Just gonna be vision. It seems like, actually no, Kane's still sticking around.
He has a Zyra seed, but that's not going to turn into a plant. So he doesn't have a leash. I mean, it is Kane. Typically, he'll take a leashless start on Raptors. And with this invade, it'll be snipped out by the ward from Tech Owo, assuming that Kane does not take the E second, which I doubt he will. And if that's the case, then then you know, we're gonna see potentially a vertical handshake. Gemshare very late to that one. Is actually not even opting to cross the river here.
Oh, they might need.
This is really dangerous.
Absolutely. Absurdism would win this fight purely just because of how awful Kane's single target clear is for his safety.
Yeah.
They're gonna
But
see him now.
Absurdism didn't decide to go to the buff and gonna miss the Kane entirely, sees him on vision. That is unfortunate.
That's the worst.
That's unfortunate for the Red Hatters jungler.
That's so sad. You see him leaving and see how he's low health, and you're like, oh no, he took off away with my blue buff, and I was right there and able to stop it.
Well, welcome to Amateur League of Legends, where the pauses are made up and the time doesn't matter. We're into pauses, folks.
If the pause is made up, then why is it happening?
Okay. The timing or the rules are made up and the pauses don't matter. Or back to the or I'm pausing.
Pause matters because it was paused.
Pause patrol.
No.
Well, let's see if teacher is able to show us her medal on the Sona this time around.
Getting a lot of good poke.
Yeah.
Maxis.
Do you think teacher runs Pulse Audio or Jack? Like Sona? You wouldn't get that. Never mind. They're sound APIs. So like.
I mean, I put that together, but I also don't want to give you the benefit of answering the question.
Chat discussed. Does Sony use Pulse Audio or Jack? If anyone knows what I'm on about. Maxis. As the level 3, gonna try to go on a Revity, but there's
Very
the stun
forward.
from the concussive blows. Oh man. Meanwhile, Luke. Even probably Draven on their toes, but the root lands. Luke has to flash, but the plant's already there in the auto attack. First blood to the Zyra. And that is the danger of using the Playful Trickster offensively into the Zyra lane.
Not just that, but also was down a level at the time, so just base stat-wise was really going to be fighting an uphill battle. And yeah, not respecting where the plants were, trying to get out there, not able to survive there, and that was a barrier on the Zyra as well. So not even with an ignite, probably Draven's able to get the solo kill and farm up. So this is already looking a little bit rough there with when your star player on your team is falling behind in lane. That is not a good look.
Yeah, and meanwhile on the top lane, Mundo not getting any farm at all. Grant you, the only item that matters on Mundo is Spirit Visage, so it's not the end of the world. You just kind of want to play under tower and hope Olaf has no fun in that lane. As you see, Samshir making his way down bot side. Windwall gonna be popped here to keep the Q from the Braum away. Samshir
Where
go
you
ahead and
going,
flash out
Shamshir?
of the way, but here comes Luke and picks it up with a Playful Trickster QW.
Shamshir just going the wrong way there. I'm not sure what the plan was to try and go up in and around that area, as that will just be now kill back onto the fish, and Viz now in a solid spot, especially once that level 6 comes out. That is a scary lane for this side.
Yeah. Well, not only is it a scary lane, it's scary in the opposite lanes as well. Not really easy to dive a Mundo, but you have level 6. Chum the Waters is very scary to deal with, even if you are this Lucian Braum, especially because if Fizz hits it onto the Lucian, Braum cannot Unbreakable to stop it. That is insta-give damage right onto Revity. If Luke does end up pulling that Chum the Waters, as you see, good poke damage from the Sona in this bottom lane at the moment. Definitely a more comfortable champion. As you see, Shamshir, root lands from probably Draven to pop the ultimate. Luke gonna go ahead and Q out of the way, but the plants are already there. Playful Trickster to stay alive, but he's on vision. The Moo making his way as you see Maxis now. Wind wall, the knock up, Riva D poses a summoner heal, but he still will fall to Maxis. Arena Dude now on the run.
Arena Dude, very late exhausts there on not using it until after.
Oh no.
We are still not done.
Absurdism almost got that Q on a Shamshir, and there was no coming back from that one.
Oh no, Tech run.
He's got Tech has the sadism. Had already used it though, so Amanen just gonna pick that one up. Interestingly enough, Grasp of the Undying and not Conquer on the Mumu. Oh no, that's unfortunate. You don't ever want to use Shark like that.
Luke, not really in a position to go in there, but will stay alive. Absurdism still farming up, and top lane is looking a little rough there, as it is only 5 farm on the Mundo so far.
It's rougher than the last time I had to open up my xorg.conf.d directory. I actually had to do that recently because NVIDIA drivers are sucky. I'm not even joking. Not even joking. 100% serious. I had to edit xorg.conf.d. You don't understand the pain, 1000.
I don't, and I don't want to.
There's an XKCD about this, actually.
There's an XKCD about everything, so I'm not.
You know, Xorg, for a while I was like, you know what, it just works. I had never had to open up any of the Xorg configuration files manually, ever, until I got a kernel update and it broke my NVIDIA drivers. And now I use an AMD graphics card because their drivers are baked right into the kernel. Good times, good times.
Monin doing really well in the lane as Max is gonna really go forward here.
I mean, Maxis is doing super well in the Osso right now. Like, yes, they're 1,000 gold down. A lot of this on Amanen, who has all of it's on Amanen, who has a 67 CS lead, but the rest of the lanes are pretty even at the moment. And Amanen was able to snowball very well last game, but he only has a single kill, where at this time last game he has 3. So it
was not down as much farm, or was not up as farm though. So
that is true.
And already the executioner's coming through for this Mundo, or for Amanen up against the Mundo. So good, smart early buy there. Maxis has the ultimate now, and Teacher's doing a great job getting the poke down. Is Draven now.
So this is a common problem when fizzes. Like when I was trying to play Fizz, I did the same thing. You go for these aggressive playful tricksters, you don't burst down the target, and they immediately turn and root you. And then the flash was forced out of Luke, and he's down on the trade. Like you just gotta not tunnel vision, right? Like you have to hold the playful trickster.
You have to use your dash inwards and use the playful trickster to dodge.
Yeah. And like he's back in, missing the shark, and that's gonna be a dead Luke. Absurdism making his way down mid as we see Tech-O just deleting the top side without the sadism. Nice 2-man Sono ult though, right back into the last breath, and that's a 2K for Maxis in the bot lane as Kane pops the ultimate onto Absurdism. Ulti is available. The Curse of the Sad Mummy does not want to be used at the moment. Will end up popping it just to make sure the enemy jungler does not get a kill on to the Amumu. It's 2 for 2 across the map. That's 3-0-1 Yasuo at present.
Yeah, great flash ult from Teacher there to lock them down and make an easy double knock up for Maxis to follow up with the ultimate.
She's got a really good eye for these big ultis. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Obviously on the Ornn, it looked like more of an issue with execution and not having comfort on the champion. But, like, I definitely see why she was playing Ornn. I feel like with a little bit of practice on that champion, like if you keep finding Soda ultimates like that, you're going to find the same thing with Call of the Forge God. So, you know, the skill transfers.
Definitely. As we are now seeing... Oh, Maxis.
Maxis
He's got the knockup
on
again.
Rividi, and there is no Braum to save this Lucian. Goodbye. That's
Luke's
a rampage.
also gonna catch
And Aminadu just got to flash out of the way. Playful Trickster over the wall, but the Q from the Braum will stop any further engagements. 1 minute left on this Ocean Dragon. They still are down 1,000 gold, but they have a lead on at least one champion this time around. This time it is the Yasuo. Not gonna hit the 0-7 power spike, but you know what? Sometimes you don't even need that
You
to
take
win.
what you get.
Sadism popped on the Mundo though. And with the Rift Herald going down, that's gonna be first tower for IBM TBD in that top side of the map, as there's really no way to break that last plate bot side for Red Hatters in time.
That's only if they use it right now, though. Is they're looking to try and get this.
And they're just
without-
diving on a tech OO. Samshir, though, gonna be very careful. Gonna pop the ultimate to trade aggro. Zamana takes down the turret.
wait.
He's down to 100 health,
Wait.
though. And he flashes. He still goes down. Samshir, the next one to fall. The shutdown double kill under tower for tech OO. You gotta respect it. You gotta respect it.
The lower health Mundo is, the more damage he does with his E, and they just got Tech OO low and did not finish the kill. Tech OO does lose the tower, but gets 2 shutdowns, and that is huge to get Tech OO back into the game.
I mean, still 1.6k down and still Flame Horizon, but, you know, it's a start. Nice dodge from Rividi. Speaking of dodge, is able to dodge out the Glacial Fissures. The TP's being channeled. Amon in, gonna try to find his way to Absurdism as we see the calling come through, and Amumu just ults to disengage. Axe not gonna land.
Yeah, and you take that, honestly.
You take those.
Yeah, you got the dragon, you got, you went for an engage and got a teleport out of it, and then we're able to disengage. So
We
not
tech
ideal,
those.
but still, honestly, a very good set of circumstances, especially after that top lane tower did go down.
Richard gonna be used mid to get a couple plays here. We see the Yasuo looking for Rividi. Gonna get the knock up into the last breath. Goodbye, Lucian. Sayonara. See you tomorrow. And all that jazz. Turret plates have fallen. There's a 5-0-1 Yasuo currently sitting on the Phantom Dancer, equal in gold to Amonin at the moment. This is the matchup of the game. Oh, how does Mundo have 150 gold shutdown? Please explain to me how this mechanic makes sense, Riot.
Just got 2 kills and one of them on a shutdown, so.
Yes, but also so far behind, and this just like snowballs back into Amonin's favor if Tech OO can't get out of this. He has the sadism. Gonna go ahead and pop it, flash out of the way, but the axe already lands. That's a slow sadism about to run out. Absurdism on the way up though. Amonin has the ulti, will end up channeling it, gets it with the axe. Going to stay alive for the time being. Absurdism has no ult to speak of. That will be a double kill for Amonin on the Olaf. True Broloff at the moment.
It's just top lane versus bot lane as mid flails around a bit. Luke having a rough game this time around is really making a couple of missteps against this Syra, and you can see it in the level disadvantage there. Probably
But
driving 2
Maxis,
levels
though.
up right now.
But Maxis, though. Saving grace.
Yeah, Maxis really is just the player to watch for Red Hat.
Coming back in with that PD going into the IE. Next item, Riva D, not quite on the Essence Weaver yet. That said, it will be the Luden's Echo for Probably Draven, as you kind of were mentioning earlier, so you know, we might actually not see Morello's in the 4th item this game.
Possibly. I honestly feel like at this point you don't need to worry about it too much. The Mundo is fairly far behind, so not really something you need to kind of like keep on your radar. If the Mundo was doing okay, like if the Mundo was even in this game, I would say yeah, you probably need a Morello as soon as possible.
I mean, he's level 11 though. Like
he's level 11, but he's also got 26.
He's almost got the Spirit Visage. That's the thing. It's like it doesn't matter what other items Mundo gets. It's levels and Spirit Visage. Everything else is irrelevant. Jamshir taking the way on to Tech Omo will end up popping the Sadism. Not, in fact. Just gonna let that one slide. Samshir gonna pick up the kill. Holding the Sadism, I think, was the right call there, though. I don't think you're getting out of that one.
Yeah, a little.
This will be mid-turret, though, traded. Top turret might be in a bit of trouble here, and a nice ult. Probably Driven gonna flash, though. I could have sworn the Chum of the Waters actually hit onto the Zyra, but it was just a little bit short.
Yeah, but the
will be mid-turret, though.
Top lane.
Top lane T2's down.
Yeah, tier 1 for tier 2. Not a good trade there. And that was a lot. That was 4 people just to get that tower down against 2, and now 2 did get that tower for free. Hopefully this will allow TechOO to start catching up a little bit in farm, as the wave will be in a fairly safe spot for the Mundo to get a bit of gold in his belly.
Oh, nice root. I want gold. I want it now. I want to complete my Spirit Visage. Less than half the gold of a Monin, though. Like, it just feels so bad. Completely and totally blown out of the water in CS. Like, all your cards at the moment are in the Maxis basket. And Yasuo's Burst versus Olaf. If you cannot outburst Olaf, he will just out-heal it.
Not just that, but what also scares me is the...
Oh, but a nice Sona ulti. Gonna be knocked back out. The Teacher is able to secure the kill potentially. Kane ults in, back out of the way. On the Teacher. Teacher goes down, and Shamshir's still alive. Max is now exhausted up. Gonna pop the last breath, tries to find Shamshir, but he will fall to the Lucian. Oh no, it's a 3-for-0, and IBM TBD get the Drake to themselves.
Yeah, it looked to be a catch out there, but the Amumu ult not able to hit onto Shamshir, and that gave him the opportunity to get that Red Cane ultimate down, got the healing, and then Teacher not able to stay alive. A little bit of a short arm there on that ultimate will cost him a lot here, possibly.
Part of belt. Not gonna get slowed up. And,
yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye, Fizz. Nice knowing ya. See you later, nerds. 5-1 and 3 Amanin is today. So that's gonna be a player to watch going into the middle of the season, I would say. This is a Swiss system format. A win here for IBM TBD will mean that they're up against other 1-1 teams next week. And I feel like, you know, putting the cards in the Amanin basket looks pretty good. All I'm saying.
Yeah, that's kind of just what the team's strategy really seems to be. Amanin able to really pop off here. And probably Draven doing well himself here, as Shamshir's
nice trigger discipline. And goodbye, Maxis. Concussive blows, gets the stun, the knock up from the Kane, and Shamshir picks up kill. Here comes Luke, though. Gets the E, tries to get the damage, and a nice two-man ultimate from Teacher to clean it up.
Stayed around a little bit too long there. So every time they gain some kind of advantage, if it's not Amanin getting an advantage alone, it seems to kind of turn around a lot of times.
They still are 6K up at 21 minutes, though. Let's not discount this. Tekko gonna go ahead and flash. And the flash fall from Amanin. Sadism not yet popped. Gonna pop it now. Amanin, though, still has Ragnarok, and Tekko, well, not long for the world. Luke is here as his Teacher. Amanin pops the Ragnarok. Teacher just melts, but then right over to get out of the Sona. No, he gets the... Oh, no. The shutdown goes to the Yasuo. That's the last thing you want to see if you're IBM.
Yeah, Amanin, I cast or cursed it. As Amanin was going forward. Maxis, though.
Oh, the flash, the knock up, the ultimate, dodging out the Braum ulti, gonna pop the wind wall, but he won't get rooted up quite yet. Rividi stays alive, looking for more. Our ultimate to disengage. The Fizz will get the ult down on and probably Drave, and that's gonna be two as the calling comes through. The shutdown lands, and the ult from the movement, the curse of the Sad Mummy does one, and that's gonna be Shamshir going into the Umbral Trespass, gonna try to find someone able to get the kill on Max's two-man knockup. It's a double kill. Luke Keck gonna have to make his way out, but Shamshir's looking for more. He's thirsty for blood, but Teacher's already here to save the support. The knockup lands, though. Teacher in trouble. No. Luke has to try to find a way out, saving the mid laner at the cost of her own life. But Shamshir is maybe getting a little bit greedy. It will be an overall even fight, though. So that Rift Herald gonna be used mid. Gets a mid lane T2. Might be able to get good chunk of the inhibitor tower. It's a nice Rift Herald usage. Luke didn't hit E, he right-clicked out of that. That's unfortunate. Fun fact, if you right-click out of a playful trickster, you don't go as far, but you get a bigger splash. One of those things from when I played Fizz. So you get more AoE than if you hit E a second time, but you don't go as far. So if you're gap closing with it, you need to hit E twice. So, Fizz facts with PhiNick. Fun Fizz facts.
Fun Fizz facts. Triple F with PhiNick, the F tier player.
Oh, come on. Well, since it's the Red Hat team, do you think it's the Fedora Fizz facts? Fun Fizz Fedora facts with PhiNick?
They're gonna be what's going on here, and Shamshir.
What the positioning around the fight? Maxis.
Very split.
But instead he gets knocked up, and here comes the go button. Amumu dives into the back line, gets the curse of the Sad Mummy down, but it's already a dead Yasuo. That's 2 for 0. Luke gonna try to make his way out, but he's slowed up. Gonna get the concussive blows past him down. Number trespass on to the Fizz, dashing back out of the way. The dive under tower, gonna be able to dive out of the knockup with the playful trickster, but he still will fall. Stunned up under tower. Shamshir will fall, though, to the ignite. It will be a 2 for 3 as the execute lands onto the Zyra. Not even a kill credit going over. Mid turret holds, though.
This will be the 3rd dragon now. They don't have the jungler, but honestly, I don't feel like there's a whole lot that Red Hat can do about this. Amanin will take it very quickly.
Looks very yum-y.
Oh god, somebody save me.
I already alluded to it before, but DNF is now the package manager of choice for Fedora, at the very least. I don't know if RHEL still I don't know if DNF's like officially like the one that you should use for that yet. I haven't touched RHEL in years, to be honest. So I can't relate. But Fedora, it's DNF. Not Yum. I'll see if they have the RPM to make their way back into this game. It's the file extension for packages for Red Hat systems.
Teacher though,
Yep, nice 2-man ulti, but he still will get taken out, or she, I should say, will be taken down by a Monin. So that's a Pepega and a half.
Yeah, a little bit of a missed position there, but still hitting those skill shots, so have to be happy with that.
I mean, it's a good ulti, just unfortunately no way to follow up on that from the team. Did that exit onto all 4 members? Olaf gonna pop the Ragnarok. The PO's coming in from IBM. Sadism gonna get popped as Olaf flashes over the wall, gets the axe onto Maxis. Amumu goes in with the Curse of the Sad Mummy. Absurdism on Revandi. Amenadu falls. It's a double cover to the Amumu. Are they gonna be able to turn the fight? I'm not sure. Amanin has so much health though. Shamster gets going to Maxis. The double knockup lands. Takoa will be the next one to fall though as the triple kill lands. And that might as well be game. Amanin going to go on to the Baron at full health as you do on Olaf.
Yeah, with the Death Dance completed now, this Olaf is just too hard to take down. There is nobody that can really fight him. Even the Yasuo is not going to be able to do enough damage to take him down. It is going to have to be a major misstep in order for Absurdism to be taken out, and Teacher's going to be just stuck sitting under tower and base, trying to keep her tower alive.
I mean,
will now be the Baron.
I mean, a nice ulti. Gonna probably get Draven 4 Maxes. Barrier pump, but to no avail. You know, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. I'm gonna say it, and it's so dumb, and I want you to know that it is the dumbest thing of all time. I'm about to say.
That's impressive.
With the Baron gone like that, one could say it was gone in a snap.
I see.
It's a dumb way of installing programs like Canonical, who are the maintainers of Debian and Ubuntu.
It really hurts.
I have to explain
the value
it.
of the puns when you have to explain it every.
Yeah, well, it's because not everyone gets my Linux jokes. All right. You know, Red Hat team's gonna look through the VOD. They're gonna hear the snap thing, and they're just like, "Why do you have to reference that terrible piece of technology from Canonical? Actually terrible." I used Ubuntu for a while before I swapped to Fedora, and then eventually Manjaro. And yeah, snaps are pretty much what ended it for me. That's all I'm saying. See, there we go.
Don't encourage that.
You know what? You can watch the VOD. There were even more puns. That said, Maxis gonna go ahead and pop the ultimate. Last Breath does get one, but Jamshir's already picked up the kill, the double, in fact, as Luke will be the next one to fall. Amanin gonna go dominating, and a nice ult from the Sona to finish out the game, but Jamshir's already there with the triple kill. And unfortunately, Supportal Combat does not beat the 2 people pushing in onto the base with the Baron buff. That's going to be game, set, match. IBM TBD gonna go ahead and take down the Red Hatters in this game 2 matchup. They're gonna improve to 1-1 in the standings, and the 2-0 sweep. Dominating performance from Amanin.
Definitely a closer game this time around, but Amanin in both games just popped off, and there was no real answer for it. Between the Olaf and the Renekton, just 2 really lane dominant laners, and just 2 matchups that did not go in that favor for Red Hat at all. I think Teacher Sona actually looked fairly solid outside of the couple of mispositions in the late game. And Maxis obviously very skilled on this Yasuo. So a couple of bright spots for Red Hat, but really Amanin was the massive team player here to bring the IBM squad across the finish line.
Two insane plays from, or two insane games from Amanen. Obviously, that stomp in game number 1, we thought it could not get stompier, but this game number 2 from Amanen just absolutely insane. Taking Tech Owo for a ride, as it were. And I think honestly, just like flat out MVP to Amanen in this series, like. Yep. I don't think there's a question. Probably Driven also had a very good game number 2. Obviously, we didn't talk too much about the lane phase there, but completely and totally shut down the Fizz.
Yeah, the Fizz was not, I think, the pick there, as it did not seem like Luke had a really strong understanding of that champion compared to something like the Ahri, which was really solid in game 1. So might need either a little more time on the Fizz to nail down all the matchups, or maybe just, icebox that for now and try and find something similar to the Ahri that you can plug in place.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I think that game number 2, though, I think definitely where Luke wasn't able to step up as much, Maxis did step in, and Teacher as well, right? Like, we saw game number 1, we thought, not a position she's comfortable on, so they move her to the Sona, and it worked very well for them. And I do think that's a very strong point. I feel like, a little bit more practice. Obviously, a lot of these Red Hat players are new to League of Legends, so it's one of those things where it's good to see them in a competitive 5v5 environment, and like it's a good way to grow and it's a good way to get better at the game. That's, how I got better. That's how I went all the way from bronze to gold. And I'm sure like other people have other stories to tell. That's how you get better at the game, and obviously playing with your coworkers and having fun doing it, always nice. Stepping up into the tournament realm, onto the spotlight like this, saying yes to being streamed, like that takes guts, and much appreciated to this Red Hat squad.
I do want to, I would not have guessed that Teacher was as low level as she was if you had
on that game too.
On that game too. Absolutely not. That was really, honestly, well done. A couple of really good Sona ults set up those kills. Like, the Yasuo got the kills, but honestly, I feel like it was the setup from Teacher that got the Yasuo ahead.
Yeah, and talking comments about Red Hat aside here, as we are just confirming a few things. Unfortunately, no post-match interview tonight. I just got confirmation from the point of contact for IBM that we won't be able to do that. So no post-game interview, unfortunately. But to talk about this IBM squad outside of Amanen, I think it's worth pointing out Shamshir did a very good job in game number 2 with the early aggression, and Riva D had a very strong game number 1 as well. So definitely very good high points for them. They have strong players, I feel like, in all different positions, and I'm excited to see what they bring out as the season ramps up into the mid-season.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good things to work off of there. A couple of things to kind of like look back on the VOD and work on a little bit, but overall, pretty solid game.
Yeah, and once again, thank you very much for letting us stream this game. And hopefully my Linux puns were good enough for someone to clip and make a montage of and make fun of me for how forced they were. But it's all right. It's all right,
We got through the contractually obligated Linux puns. I'm glad that we are done with that for the season.
I mean, if there's an AWS team, I might start making them again. This whole thing, it's about, the charities, it's about having fun more than anything else. And, at the end of the day, fun match, fun players, and a fun cast. Thank you very much for casting with me today, Thousand Eyes. And thank you to everyone here at CEA for letting us broadcast on CEA little Twitch channel. We will be back same time, same place next week with another best of 3 or best of 1 matchup. We will see how that goes. Results to be determined. And any final thoughts here before we end today's broadcast?
Not much. Just I think good starts from the players who are new. I really do want to give them credit. I hope they had fun, and I hope they feel like they really are doing well, because I would love to see them come back and keep trying, because they're very clearly doing things and accomplishing a lot more than I think most people would expect from newer players.
And it's always more fun to play with friends.
Absolutely.
I probably would have quit League of Legends wholeheartedly had I not found a good group of friends to play with, and it keeps the game fun, it keeps the game fresh, and all that. So congratulations to the IBM TBD team once again, and commiserations to the Red Hatters, and hope to see you guys continuing throughout the season. That said, from everyone here at CEA, admins, production crew, league staff, and everyone in between, my name is PhiNick.
My name is Thasnaz.
And we will see you next week, same time, same place. Bye-bye.